Right. Unlike last week, it looks like we got a good connection this week. So, 8 o'clock on the nose. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the channel. As always, thanks for stopping in to hang out for a few. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rich Charpentier. I'm the channel host, and we usually talk about drones and building your drone business here. I see we've got a couple folks on already. So, good morning to you. Thanks for stopping in on the Monday live stream. So, I got to tell you, I got to be honest, I almost canceled the live stream over this weekend. We're coming into the holidays. We got Thanksgiving this week, and we've been real busy with a website project the past couple of weeks. And I was wanting a break, a little bit of time away from screen time, but I did have a couple topics I wanted to talk about, not strictly drone related, but here we are. Product review scams. I got a good one for you. Career changes. A little bit about how I got into this. The whole reason that this topic's coming up for me is got contacted by a new student recently. Thanks for signing up over on the Teachable site. And he's going through some career changes, which reminded me of my own, and I thought we could talk about that here today. And mostly when folks pop by here, they're also building their own drone businesses as well. So, all right, just making sure everything's okay with the audio. And as always, off to the right-hand side, I've got one screen. Hey, Davenport Drone Graphics, good morning. How are you doing today? Welcome to the live stream. So the first one I want to touch on, I saw another person talk about this last week, so I think a slew of emails went out. And I just want to talk a little about product review scams because I can't stand them. While I'm still a small channel trying to grow and, trying to monetize the channel as well, something I'm not going to do is fake reviews for people's equipment. So the image we have up on screen is actually of some equipment that I do like, and nobody's paying me to talk about it. Over on the left-hand side here, out of focus, we've got my Alien Bees. So for years now, I've actually owned the Alien Bees for over 10 years, and these are studio lights, and we actually have a couple of them. We've got radio poppers on them so that we can wirelessly control the flash output for doing portraits. So we've done a lot of outdoor portraits, on location portraits over the years with these Alien Bees that have lasted me over a decade. So big thumbs up to them. I know they've changed a little bit over the years, but hey, I've got gear that's lasted me a decade and was heavily used for quite some time. And as a matter of fact, let's just go take a quick look. So we're having a little fun this morning too. This was not shot with the Alien Bees. This is a friend of ours, Johnny Cakes, and I was doing an Airstream cover for a magazine years ago. This was actually shot with two Canon Speedlights outside of my Airstream, and yep, we even had the flamingos there. Let's pop over onto the next one. So this was actually done with two Alien Bees radio poppers, and it was either the Canon 5D Mark II or the Canon 7D, and this was the newly restored Elks Theater downtown Prescott. So these folks were volunteers at the theater, and they wanted some shots of themselves after the renovations. So we actually had a little fun with them. There's two Alien Bees in this with radio poppers as well. One is actually above the couple, up on the balcony, shooting down behind them. That's why these chairs are so well lit in the background. And then in the foreground, we had them lit with a second Alien Bee. James D, not saying something good about something just because integrity. I have that occasionally, James. And yeah, you're going to love this one in just a minute. So we'll hop right there. Once again, not advertising for the Alien Bees, but they are a reasonably priced lighting solution. We also carry around a big battery pack with us to power them. But this was a favorite photo. We also did a series of images for a dental company here in Arizona. So got to meet with some of their clients and get some fun shots in with their client base as well. And we had a little fun when we were setting things up. So that's an X-Rite color checker. I love the little color checker passports. Helps us get good white balance whenever we're doing portrait work outside with people. So another one of their clients, and we've got libraries and libraries of portrait work. And all of this that you're seeing now is all shot with those portable Alien Bees. So there we go. And finally, some fun with that family. Their daughter was getting ready to go off to college, so they were shipping her off. And once again, a single Alien Bee in this one. So This is gear that we actually use regularly. And when we talk about drone gear, we also talk about the things that I actually use. It's all about the practical applications of drones in our businesses, right? This was actually just a single speed light at the Vulture mine. And then the final one, 2 speed lights, and of course a faked sky out the window. Took a little bit to achieve that with this one. So when I talk about gear here, when I'm walking through and doing tutorials and bringing you along with me, this is stuff that I use every day. So a product deal with somebody like that, a company, someone who manufactures some of the gear I use, yes, I could see that popping up on this channel. But these scam reviews, you're never going to find here. And I've stumbled across them when I'm trying to make purchases on Amazon. And it's aggravating because you can tell right away. So let's take a look at the email that I got last week. And one other photographer that I follow had actually come out with a video last Thursday. I think I got this maybe last Monday. Number one thing that really got me, it said, "So hello, Rich Charpentier," and it was actually 2 different fonts. So they cut and pasted my name, and I knew it was junk right away. But I do know, and I have read online about some people who do these scam reviews because they want to get free products. They're just into getting the free products. So we're offering you the opportunity to review free lighting and photography equipment. Hey, I've got lighting equipment. I just showed you. In exchange for an Amazon product review and an uploaded video. Okay, so what do I have to do for this? Sounds good. Free lighting and photography equipment. I don't even know what kind of equipment. The review needs to be 2 to 5 minutes long video review of the item showcasing all of its good qualities. We're going to come back to that one again. We do want the videos to be positive. Okay, so I need to be positive about reviewing something that I'm not using. Okay. It doesn't have to be very long or over edited. Well, all right, we can do that. This video is not going to be posted on YouTube, but will be posted as a video product, not seller, review in Amazon. After completing the video, we would like you to review it, make sure that it doesn't violate any of Amazon's terms of service policies. Then once we approve, you can post the review to Amazon. So they're also asking me to take on some risk here. It's my responsibility to make sure that I'm not violating Amazon's terms of service. Well, I don't think Amazon is fond of these types of reviews, right? 3 main things need to be left out of the video. Left out of the video, okay? So what are we not going to talk about? I cannot say we gave you this item for free in the video. Okay, but that's the arrangement, right? So that's a little dishonest there. You cannot link any of your social media or YouTube information in the video. Okay, so this is definitely a sketchy review, and they don't want it popping up on any of my other channels. Interesting. The video cannot compare this item to any other brands that have similar items or to any brands in general. So we just need to talk about their product, not comparing it to anything else. So does it improve your photography? Did having those alien bees on location help me get a better portrait? Yes. So if I was trying out some lighting equipment from them and it was not as good as the gear that I use, I'm not supposed to mention anything about it. So here's the part that I love. So after you purchase the item, so I have to buy this free item. All we need is a screenshot of your order number, and your PayPal email. Anybody feeling good about this? So we need to pay out of pocket. Just a simple screenshot of the order. Your order number, so I'm giving out some of my information on setting up orders on a different platform, and my PayPal email. I'm not feeling bad about that at all, are you? That's sarcasm, by the way. We will refund you for your purchase immediately and trust that you will complete the video. Trust, okay. And after the first review goes well, we can move on to more products and more expensive items. Good. I don't just want to do cheap items, do I? Let me know what you think. What I think is that this is a complete and total scam. I think that this is doing a disservice to other folks who are looking for gear for their drone businesses as well. So, we're all out here building these businesses, and this channel is all about helping other people learn about how I'm building my drone business and the type of work I do. And the last thing I want to do is give you a product review and tell you to, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing in the world, and that I was compensated for it. Now, I'm perfectly fine with all the review sites here on YouTube, and I go to them often to learn about new equipment myself. And those are the super honest reviewers, and they usually will compare things, and they'll tell you, this is a little different than this, but it's 20% less. So maybe if you want a cheaper piece of equipment in the short term, that might be the way to go. This is not what this review email is about at all. This is about being dishonest and just touting a product that's probably not in your gear bag on a daily basis. Now, I went and read around a little more about this last week because it really did aggravate me. And I actually read some interviews in some different online magazines of people who do these types of reviews, product reviews. And one person who was interviewed said, I just like getting free stuff. And it didn't even matter. It wasn't related to the topics on their own video channels or on their own blogs or on their own Twitter feeds. They were just happy to get free stuff. And in one of the interviews that I read, the significant other of the person who was doing the reviews said that they had thousands and thousands of dollars worth of junk products, but their partner just liked getting that free stuff. So when you go over to Amazon or any other sales sites and you're looking for an honest review, I go over to BH Photo Video, I go over to Adorama, I go over to Amazon, and I compare the reviews and I compare the information that I'm getting before I make purchases. And of course, I do read through the reviews. I want to know that these are honest reviews. So once again, you cannot say we gave you this item. Okay, but that's what you're pitching to me. And that's what you're suggesting that, I'm going to get something out of this. You know what? You could send me the gear and pay me to do a video, and I'm going to do an honest video. There's the right way at it. And you cannot link any of your social media because they don't want you giving this idea away of what you're really doing. And you can't compare it to any other brands to make generalizations. Hey, this strobe does this and this strobe does this. And we use, going back to my example with the lighting, we use Canon speed lights, we use radio poppers, and we also use some Godox equipment as well. So we've got multiple pieces of gear for when we're doing that type of portraiture work. And I have on this channel and on other locations compared some of these things. And that's not a bad thing. That is helpful to the end user. So yeah, when you see these weird reviews, when you see these 5-star reviews, and they're not too meaningful and they're just rah, 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 you need to be suspicious of that too. I remember just a few months back on YouTube, I kept getting a lot of ads for the most groundbreaking drone in the world, and it was a knockoff of one of the DJI Mavic styles. Really, really cheap, a really cheap camera, but lots and lots of different videos made by multiple people saying that this was just the greatest thing in the world. And then when you went and you saw independent reviewers, it was a totally different story. It's, it was a piece of junk, and maybe you'll get 2 or 3 flights out of it, and maybe it'll have a flyaway on you. So you got to really watch those reviews and, make sure that people are being upfront. As viewers here know, I do work with Drone Harmony on a regular basis, and I do tutorials for them as well. And I also can tell you for a fact, it's a great product. Android users who are looking to do mapping and modeling and doing waypoint missions and things, Drone Harmony is a fantastic application. So I will always let you know if this is a review, if it's sponsored by anyone, any of those types of things. So, feel free to ask your questions about equipment and software here. I'm very happy to answer those questions. What does it say about their product when they tell you not to contrast? That's exactly it. Let's have a fair and honest review of the equipment here. You might stumble across some really great stuff. The reason why I was using the Alien B as an example, at the time I purchased this was a very reasonable strobe. And I also purchased a portable power pack and 2 of these Alien Bees, plus some soft boxes and other things to go along with them for doing these types of shots. Fantastic piece of gear, but still not on the level of some of the other lighting solutions out there. But I think I paid $189 per strobe, and the next most comparable strobe out there was more in the $400 to $500 per light range, something that was going to break the bank on me. So for the cost of putting together my whole strobe kit, with the bees and with the radio poppers, I had a fully decked out off-camera lighting kit for doing the outdoor work, and the whole thing came in right in the $500 range versus just one of the lights from a competitor that the light itself was $500. Let's not even talk about portable power packs or any of the rest of the gear that I got. So I love the Alien Bees, but are there better systems out there? Absolutely there are. And are the newer Alien Bees that are out today improvements from 10 years ago? Absolutely they are. So, all right. On to the next one, the career changes. Let's go ahead and minimize this, and let's just pop up my Firefox here. Okay, so of course we've got azdrone.net, which is one of my primary websites. And the reason why I want to talk about career changes really quick, I know a lot of people stopping by this channel are considering doing their own small drone business, or they're in the process of doing their small drone business and building it up. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why I've shifted to doing more drone work and, what brought me over to this. Back in 2013, 2014, we started doing more web development. I've built websites since the first web browser, Mosaic, and that was back in grad school. Mosaic came out while I was doing a thesis on the economics of digital networks. And I built the first website that was ever at University of New Hampshire in the economics department way back then. So very interested in web development and all things digital and digital networks as well. And in 2013, 2014, we decided to start doing more web work targeted at RV parks and campgrounds, since we did a lot of travel with the Airstream. Now, back in 2014, we had picked up one of the original Phantoms that you had to bolt your GoPro to. And, so you couldn't really control that or anything. You'd tilt the GoPro, you'd fly the drone. And the whole reason why I picked up that drone back then was I wanted to start offering imaging services to the RV parks and resorts that we were doing web work for. So this is the RLC Design Services website. It's very out of date, and I need to go back and update it. But we haven't been scouring the countryside for new web clients. We've been so involved with the drone side. So I'll tell you about this evolution here. So we wanted aerial imaging for our clients that we were working with, who we were doing RV park imaging and RV park web development. I thought, wow, drones would be this incredible addition to our business. So my first interest wasn't the drone itself, it was what the drone could offer to my current client pool. As I started learning more and more about drone operation back then, things weren't as straightforward as with the Part 107 exam and the Part 107 certificate. So we actually shelved the drone. We got it, we flew it a little bit, and then we learned about all the FAA requirements, and I decided to put the drone up and wait till a later date and time, which happened in 2017 when a friend of mine pointed out to me that the Part 107 was a more reasonable approach. So I started studying for that. And while I was studying for the Part 107 exam, I started seeing a lot of other opportunities beyond just doing the drone work for our current client pool of website clients. As I started going down the path, I got incredibly interested in modeling and mapping, and I learned a lot about that in one of the classes I was taking online. And that really lit my imagination, because you see, back when I lived in New Hampshire, one of my hobbies was making bicycle maps. So, in 2002 to 2004, I had my own GIS set up on one of my servers in the downstairs computer room, and I spent a lot of time doing bicycle map development of the Great North Woods, so the northernmost point in Arizona. So as I started learning more and more about drone applications and what could be done with them, I started shifting my focus away from just giving something like this to my RV park clients. I realized there was a lot more I could do, and some of the things that I already considered a hobby could be pulled into this whole drone operation. So that's where the shift from just doing the web work toward doing the drone work first occurred. My friend telling me, you need to go check out the Part 107. That was fantastic of them. And as I started learning and taking online classes about drone operation, I was reporting back to my friend saying, did you know that you could do modeling and mapping and NDVI and waypoint missions and time-lapse things? And as I started looking more and more at the possibilities for drone work, it's become a no-brainer that this is the direction that I at least want to shift to. Now, one of my most recent students had dropped a note, let me know they've been laid off from their career right now, and their career was actually in aviation as well. And so they've started getting into drone work and really digging in. I think we've all been impacted. I know, I shouldn't say I think. I know we've all been impacted by the ongoing pandemic, by lockdowns, by self-quarantines, by all these things. And that economically, this hasn't been the best year for a lot of people. And a lot of us are considering what are the other avenues that we can take to make sure food's on the table. And also to make sure that we're enjoying a career that we're building for ourselves. So I know that when a lot of people come by this channel, they're probably interested for some of the same reasons I am. You know, number one, it's an interesting hobby. Number two, there's something to it. There's a lot of applications that you can develop and pass on to a new client pool that you might be interested in. Maybe it's time to move a hobby into the realm of it now being a job for you instead of just a hobby. So if you're considering a career change, if you're thinking about getting into the drone business, I encourage you to look back through some of the other videos on this channel and other channels to learn about what you're going to be getting into. It's not just grabbing a drone, doing a flight, and boom, you have clients. There's a lot more to it. And in recent live streams and in other videos here on YouTube, I've talked at length about starting to build your business. And as you build your business, you then move over into actually doing your AZ drone site. So we still do have the RLC design site, and we still do get contacted by people about doing website design for them. We have become much more selective about the clients we take on with that because there's a lot of work behind websites to get them done right and start helping your clients reach a broader audience. So we also maintain the AZ drone site where we've got links to the drone classes, our services, real estate stuff. And as a matter of fact, Jody was laid off earlier this year. So she's been helping in the background build up some content and information for AZ Drone and for some of our other projects. So if you do have time on your hands, you can use some of that free time for your business building, for your investigations of what your market looks like. And I know it's been a long haul for all of us. It's getting to me too. I feel like most of my friends are virtual, and you know, my friends exist only on Zoom. But I know they're still out there. It's been a weird year. But if you've got that extra time and you've got the interest and you've been thinking about making a leap, it's still a good time to do that for yourself. So I would strongly encourage you, take a look through this channel, take a look through channels like 51 Drones, you know, get Russ's insight to these things. There's a lot of other famous YouTubers out there doing drone work, a lot of them reviewing products and actually doing honest reviews. And a lot of those guys are very honest about the equipment that they're trying out, and they do tell you when it's bad. So, you know, take a look around all that there is on YouTube and other locations and see if this might be a good move for you. I think the biggest thing that happened for me in 2017, like I said, before I took the Part 107, I was interested in using the drone technology for my current website clients. But as I learned about how many applications there are in the drone business, there's so many interests. So, you know, people who are interested in agriculture can do a lot with drones. People interested in construction can do a lot with drones. Architecture, you know, GIS systems, all of these things feed into drone work. So if you're a little technical, most likely there's a hobby in there somewhere that you're already doing that can roll over into your drone work. So take a little time, see what's out there. And as always, please feel free to drop a note here down in the comments if you've got any questions. You can also pop by the AZ Drone website, azdrone.net, and leave me your questions. You can also, if you like this channel and you like the kind of content coming out of it, you can also sign up to our Patreon channel. So I'm just popping that down in the lower right-hand corner, patreon.com/richcharpentier. And thanks to all the patrons who help keep this channel going as well, and for all their inquiries about content. So never hesitate to drop a line or get in touch with me. I'm always happy to answer questions. And I think I always surprise other drone operators with how happy I am to answer questions. Now, finally, before we go off, so I was keeping this one a little shorter today. I do have some more phone calls this morning. And I also have a follow-up with a physician, so cross your fingers for me. But finally, the one last thing that I wanted to say, because we are coming into the holiday season, no matter where you are. This week, one of my favorite holidays, Thanksgiving. And as always, during the holiday seasons, a lot of people will take some time off. I remember back in the telecom days, all the Lucent engineers that we dealt with for our Lucent switches, they all took extended vacations this time of year. So it might quiet down on some channels out there, so keep that in mind. It's time for family and friends as much as we can hang out with them now, given the pandemic. Just more Zoom calls. But so folks might not be answering questions as quickly. So if I miss any of your questions or comments on YouTube, I will get to them. I do go through them all. And some of them do hit the spam folder, so I miss them for a little bit. So my apologies. But with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. So this is a much shorter one today. And let me just go check over in the chat section again to make sure I haven't missed anyone. Yeah, I thought today might be a quieter day because the other thing I didn't do with this one was put many keywords into this video. So by the way, when you're thinking about website design for your drone business, keywords are incredibly important. Here's something you might not know. Keywords are incredibly important on YouTube videos as well, be it live streams or it's pre-recorded videos. If you don't put all the good keywords in there that relate to your topic, you see fewer people on the next live stream, or you see fewer people watching the next videos. When you go in and actually really pay attention to your keywording when you're setting up a video to go up on YouTube, makes a huge difference on the quantity of people that it reaches right away. Over time, of course, with your viewer base, with the amount of subscribers you have, people will come across those videos later. But if you're looking to grow and build your audience on YouTube, keep in mind how important keywords are. So this one I didn't keyword up very much at all, and I'm not surprised that it's a quieter morning. All right, everyone, I hope you have an awesome week, and I hope that you still can have some enjoyment out of the upcoming holiday season. And we'll continue on next week. I've got a couple other drone topics that actually came to mind last night, but I had already set this live stream up yesterday. So next week, we'll be back on some more drone conversations and on some more building your business online, specifically some more talk about website development, because I've got a lot of thoughts on website development since I've been working with my clients down in Casa Grande. I've got a couple do's and don'ts to share with everyone next week. Scott Z, happy Thanksgiving to you too, and thanks for stopping in, everybody. All right, have an awesome week, and we'll see you again next week on Monday. I promise I won't be canceling the next one. That was just a lazy thought of mine yesterday. All right, have a great one. Here we go, ending the stream now.